Good morning. Welcome to the Living Water Church in Palm Springs. And today we're going to talk about healing. Do you want to be well? Do you want to be healed? I mean, if you don't, that's okay too. You can carry your burden, you can carry your illness, you can carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. What does it get you? Grief, misery, illness. After a while, it will make you sick. So today we're going to read out of John 5, 1 through 12, which deals directly with this. Jesus is out walking. He goes by a pool where healing happens. And he sees a man. And this man, he knows this man. He's a mumbler, he's withered, he's ill. So let me read what it says. John chapter 5, verse 1. After this, there was a feast of the Jews, and Jesus went up from Jerusalem. Now there is at Jerusalem, by the sheep market, a pool, which is called in Hebrew tongue Bethesda, having 5 porches. In these lay a great multitude of impotent people, of blind, halt, withered, waiting for the movement of the water. For an angel went down at a certain time, at a certain season, into the pool and troubled the water. Whosoever then first after the troubling of the water stepped in was made whole of whatever disease he had. And a certain man was there which had an infirmity 38 years. 38 years. When Jesus saw him lie, he knew that he had been now a long time with that illness, and said unto him, Wilt thou be made whole? Do you want to be healed? And the impotent man answered, Sir, I have no man when the water is troubled to put me into the pool, but while I am coming, another steppeth down before me. Jesus said unto him, Rise, take up your bed, walk. Healed him right there, boom. And immediately the man was made whole, and took up his bed and walked, and on the same day was the Sabbath. The Jews therefore said unto him that was cured, It is the Sabbath day. It is not lawful for thee to carry thy bed. And the whole man said to them, He that made me whole, the same said unto me, Take up thy bed and walk. So he said, Jesus told me to do this. But he didn't mention Jesus. Then they asked him, What man is that which said unto thee, Take up thy bed and walk? He didn't answer him. He didn't know who it was. And he turned to look to point out Jesus, but Jesus had gone. Now all that was there was a lot of people, a great multitude was there. So the Jews didn't really get to persecute Jesus at that time. But this brings us to us personally. What do we want? Do we want to keep doing those things that only we know we do? Time and time again, hiding those facts, hiding those sins, hiding those actions that we do, hiding our murmurings. When somebody makes us upset, we start murmuring, we start cursing them, we start cursing God, instead of just giving it to God through Jesus. Everything comes through Jesus. Jesus said that God, his Father, showed him these things, And all that he does is what the Father has shown him. God gave Jesus the authority. So I have a little outline. And number one is Jesus speaks to this troubled man and asks first, before he performs any miracles, he asks the man, would you like to be well? Would you like to be healed? Would you like to be whole? Now, Jesus saw the man's withered body, but Jesus also sees inside. And Jesus knows that sin is what caused this man to be crippled. He was crippled spiritually. And Jesus knows that for us, we like a show. We like bells and whistles and explosions and big show. We want signs and wonders. So Jesus, that's what he does. Instead of us just believing in Jesus Christ, he gives us signs and wonders. He gives us a show to prove that he is who they say he is. He is the Son of Man, the Son of God, all in one. God gave him the ability to judge, and he does. Just like we do. We judge. We look at people, and if they're not dressed like us, if they're poor, if they smell, we judge them as bad. We mumble inside our heads about who these sinners are, how these despicable people, how dare they even be in our town? And this is what Jesus is addressing here. So Jesus first asked this man, do you want to be healed? And once he got authorization, yes, I want to be healed. And I would be, except, and he had reasons why he wasn't healed. So Jesus said, you're healed. Pick up your bed and go on your way. Jesus has done this before. This isn't the first time that he healed. He did it with the nobleman. He did it with the centurion. All from a distance. More than 20 miles away. His healing power touched the servant and the son of the nobleman. And they were healed. And now the nobleman, like us, has everything. He had wealth, he had servants, he had everything that was possible to have at that time. Fields, servants. He was Jewish. He was probably a politician, a man of great power. But yet the one thing that he didn't have was a relationship with Jesus. But he knew who he was because he sought him out and asked him to heal his son. And Jesus did. In the 7th hour, Jesus said, go your way, your son is healed. And funny, but that man got home the next day because he had to walk 20 miles. So on his way into his estate, his servants ran out. And they were so happy because the son's fever had broke and they had good news for the nobleman. And the nobleman, the first thing he wanted to know was, when did this happen? What hour did this happen? And they told him that it happened yesterday in the 7th hour. And he realized that was the time which he was speaking with Jesus. And Jesus said, your son is healed. So now here's another man who's waiting for an angel to come and land in this pond, in this pool of water, where there's hundreds of people laying around, withered, sick, all sorts of infirmities. And the first one in the water gets healed. But Jesus said to this man, Do you want to be healed? If you actually want to be healed, you can. You stop doing what you're doing. And you sin no more. And you begin to feel the power of Jesus Christ in your life. You begin to get well. How long did it take you to become ill? Diseased? Without easement, you don't feel good anymore. You're not healthy because of your thoughts. And because of your thoughts, you're not thinking properly. So when you're at work, you're thinking about this bad situation, you're not paying attention to what you're supposed to be paying attention to, and what happens? You trip, you fall, you make a mistake doing your paperwork, and that brings trouble into your life. So here's a man who's withered, who can't walk, who mumbles, who's been in this area for years and years and years, who for 38 years had this disease that affected his body. And so first Jesus asked, like he's asking us, do you want to be healed? Do you want to be well? Because if you don't, it isn't going to work. You have to let Jesus into your heart, into your mind, into your life to receive the healing that he has to offer you. He offers you this as the Son of Man. He knows your problems. He knows what you think about. He's been there, done that. But because of his Father in heaven taught him a different way than our fathers taught us, he thinks differently. He sees people that are withered and knows that their spirit is also withered. And that if he fixes that, the body will follow. So in this passage out of the Bible, Jesus shows us if we want to, we can receive healing. Right now, no matter where we are, we can receive healing through Jesus Christ, the Son of God. So think about this. You've tried everything there is in the world for momentary happiness. Here's what will make you content beyond happiness. That peace that surpasseth all understanding is right here in this book. This is the manuscript to follow on this planet in order to be well, in order to be more than man, in order to be what God made you for. He didn't make you to suffer, although some people choose to suffer. The medicine is right here. All you have to do is get it inside you. First it goes into your head, you read these words, it works in your mind, and then it downloads into your heart. And that's where the healing happens. And out of this healing, you start acting differently. And people will notice. People will think you're dieting because you look so much better. You look happy. So if you want to be well, let Jesus into your heart. It works. So here at the Living Water Church in Palm Springs, we have services on Sunday at 10 o'clock. And we are at 5000 Cali San Rafael. It's just between Ramon and Dinah Shore. It's on the east side of Gene Autry. There's signs out on Sunday where all you have to do is drive by. You can't miss them. There's also prayer an hour before that. Come and sit in back and just listen to people pray. We pray for the president. We pray for the Congress. We pray for veterans. We pray for each other. You can reach us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at the website livingwatersps.org. You can also call any time of the day or night, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Call 760-898-5848 if you want to be healed. And even if you don't, even if you think you don't have any shame, any guilt, you're probably comparing yourself to somebody, maybe the person next to you. But once you start comparing yourself to Jesus, you will see how badly you are failing. And because of that, your life is what it is. Once you turn that thinking around and align yourself with Jesus and His Word, you will be saved. So, God bless you. See you Sunday.